Okay, so we can start. I'm hoping that others will join. I'm not seeing Manohar Prabhu and then Sadbhujanand Prabhu, Bhaskar Prabhu, Palavati Radhika Mataji. Four devotees missing right now. I'm not sure about Mognam Prabhu. He has stopped coming. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkirpatadam Bande Shri Gurum Dintaranam Paramanand Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gauru Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Iskon Founder Acharya Hari Devanga Sai Prabhupada Ki Jai Shamal Bhaktavind Ki Jai Nitya Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol 10th chapter is coming up. Before we start talking about 10th chapter, can we talk some of the doubts and questions that we had from previous session? So Divya Mataji posted question about if we don't offer prasadam, then we are merely eating sins.
Yes,
And she was asking, what is the answer for it? So let's talk about that. I'm sure many of us should have some understanding about why it's sin if we do not offer. So who wants to share their understanding about that statement?
yes,
Let
Prabhuji.
me turn
I
on
go
my
first,
camera.
Prabhuji. In the
Yeah, go.
third chapter itself, we know the sloka 3.13. We have to offer everything. If we not offer food to Krishna or not eating prasadam, then we will get sin. And then in the 3.13 also, uh, it says how we get everything from Krishna, like grains, rain, everything
Yeah,
in Krishna.
everything is coming from him, right?
So if we don't offer it to Krishna, we are thief. That's what Krishna said in that sloka. So
Yes.
that
And
is
then is it sin or not sin being thief? It's sinful action or not a sinful action?
it's a sinful action.
Yes. Okay. So that good example, good explanation. Anybody else would like to share why it's sin if we don't offer food to Krishna? Who wants to be next? I'm sure all of us are doing that, right? We offer food to Krishna and we eat prasadam. So why
Hare
it's
Krishna,
sin if
Prabhupada.
yes,
I
please
can
go ahead.
add. So, Prabhu, similarly, like what Mataji said in the third chapter, uh, Krishna and Prabhupada also in his purport has given, very nice explanation. But so I think the first main reason is like gratitude.
Yes, get achieved is there. Yes.
By offering what we get, we reciprocate.
Yes.
And then it is also second reason can be it's considered as a sinful act like stealing because
Yes.
like thieves, using without giving. So that point, and also the three modes, how all the three modes controls us and how we can regulate using prashadam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
also I
Mataji.
think offering prashadam and having prashadam on daily basis is also like good for our intelligence, like it sharpens and we are
That's the
performing.
benefit. Yes.
Yeah. And also it's like karma free food. They
Karma
don't.
free food, yes. Karma free food. That's another karma free food. The food that we eat after offering to Krishna does not carry reactions. Yes. So, yes, I was just going to talk that in third chapter, there are a series of verses from verse number 10 to 16, where Krishna is talking about how one can elevate from Karma Kanda stage to Karma Yoga stage. Yoga means adding, right? Relationship, addition. So acting for pleasure of Lord. And Karma Kanda is acting for sense gratification. There are a series of verses given. And then verse number 13, Krishna is saying that Yadya Sista Sinha Santo Muchante Sarvakil Visheha. Those devotees who eat food remnants of sacrifice are released from all kinds of sin. So Krishna is saying that if you offer the food and eat as prasadam, then you will be free from sins. But on the other hand, bhujante tetau agham papa e pachanti atmakaranat, who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment, merely, verily eat only sin. So it's Krishna's instruction also. So what is dharma? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavata pranita. Whatever Krishna asks us to follow, that is dharma. So Krishna is very clearly saying that those who eat food without offering are merely eating sin, but those who offer, they are free from all kinds of sins. So that's Krishna's advice also. And that's the series of verses you were citing, right, Mataji? Brinda Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. From
Yes.
10 to 16.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you can look at those verses, Divya Mataji. I know you were not part of the class when we talked about it, but maybe when we uh, repeat or when we go to the next batch, maybe you can join and go through some of those verses. So Krishna does say that we should offer. Okay, thank you, Mataji, Lauti Mataji. Who would like to share their understanding a little bit more? Why we have to offer? What happens if you don't offer? Anything else? Sadhguja Anand Prabhu, do you have anything that you want to share?
Yes, Prabhuji. So sorry. So one more point also, because the food is coming from the rain, and that is coming from the from the demigods, right? So Krishna also says, because if it is coming from, of course, Krishna is the source of everything, but these are the other agents, the devatas. So if without offering them, if we are, as Mataji, one of the Mataji said, it's the gratitude. So without offering them, if we eat it, then that is also prohibited. So because
Yes.
that is coming from them, so this is our courtesy or gratitude to offer to them, and take it as a prasad, as you nicely explained how that frees us from the karma, bad karma. So that is one more point I was thinking, Roji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So we have talked about that. We saw that cycle where we said that cloud or raining is coming because of yagya, yagya that is being done, sacrifices that is being done, and rain gives us the food grains that we eat. and that food grain is nourishing all the living being. But if living being doesn't offer as a gratitude, as Mataji says, to Krishna, then they are they are not giving proper recognition to the person who need to be recognized, person who need to be addressed. That, my dear Lord, everything is coming from you. Am sarvasva prabhava mat sarva pravartate. Everything that is existing is coming from Krishna. So not appreciating him is being deceitful, right? Being of a cheating mentality. So yes, good point. Okay. Bina Mataji, do you have anything that you'd like to share? Are you there, Mataji?
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hare
Mata.
Krishna.
Please share, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, also I was thinking, like, when we eat food grain and when we start cooking, we starting from
Mm,
the pulling out from the plant itself and pulling out from the
mm,
soil itself, we kill and displace a lot of animals
mm.
and insects, which we
Yes.
cannot even see. So,
Mm.
so,
During
so I was
cooking, during washing, during all the process, there are so many germs and bacteria that's being killed, right?
right, Prabhu.
Yes.
So, in one way, we committed sin by
Mm.
replacing them, displacing them, and killing them.
Yes.
So, when we offer, so all those sins are, I mean, uh, Krishna excuses us for that because we are doing it for Krishna's service.
Mm. Yes.
So, anything that we do for Krishna's service, even that reminds me, even the dhol that or the mridanga that we make,
Mm.
it is made up of some
Skin
skin, right? But it is excused because is being used for um, Krishna's
service.
service.
Mm. Yes. So, did you get Mataji? Divya Mataji?
Yes,
So during preparation of the food also, we are killing a lot of living beings. Insects are being killed, and microbes are being killed. So, as Mataji said, karma fury. And plant also has life, right? I'm sure we think that eating meat or killing any animal is sinful, but it has been proven scientifically that plants also have life. And we have talked about that there is a anavarita consciousness, shankuchita consciousness, mukulita consciousness, viksit consciousness, and purna viksit. 5 types of, on a very generic way, consciousness of the living being can be put into this 5 category. Anavarita consciousness, where there is consciousness, but it's covered. It's covered. And plants are under their consciousness. And animals have Sankuchit consciousness. They exhibit some part of consciousness, but they don't exhibit the entire gamut. Like for example, if you hit, they will feel the pain, right? They do progeny, but they don't have that sense. They cannot listen Bhagavatam class. They cannot uh, know who is mother, who is father, who is brother. They know, but at some point that discrimination is dissolved. So they have that, consciousness. So plants, the point that is being made here, plants also have consciousness. So although we are vegetarian, we are eating plant, but we are still eating some sort of conscious being. So karma firi, as Mataji said, by offering prasadam to Krishna. And the highest, reason for us to offer prasadam is love and devotion. Patram puspam phalam toyam yomi bhaktya panashati. Yomi bhaktya, Krishna says, prayakshati. Whatever my devotee offer, such as patram, puspam. Puspam is flower, patram is leaf, toyam is water. With love and devotion, I offer, I accept that. And I accept that as upaharam, Krishna is saying. I accept that as a gift. And what type of gift? What type of gift? Bhaktya, he says. Gift that is given with devotion. Bhaktya upahartam. Gift that is given with devotion. So many acharyas have mentioned that this is the means of us to express our devotion. Prasadam is one of the means to express our devotion to the Supreme Lord. And Atmaramasya Munyo, Nirgrantho Api Urukrme. Krishna is Api Urukrme, Atmaramasya Munyo. He does not really, he is self-sufficient. He does not need offering coming from anywhere, anybody. He is self-sufficient. But he does accept, Prabhupada, in the purport, is saying that people think Krishna, the absolute being does not have sense. Krishna is saying here that, I eat. Krishna very clearly says that I accept it. Asnami. Asnami means I accept it. I eat. So for devotee, now one set of understanding could be that we can get free from sin. We can live a karma free life. All of that definitely is a very good understanding. But more than that, anukulanu krishnanu sillam bhaktir uttamam. Our intent is that I would like my dear Lord to release that food that I'm going to release. We prepare with love and devotion, and those preparation before we eat, we want our dear Lord to eat, and then whatever remnants are there, we eat it. So it's the higher mood, anukulanu Krishna. There's something that is pleasing to Krishna is what devotee prefers to do. Okay, so I think you got a lot of good reason, Mataji, why we should offer, and if you don't offer, then why it is not acceptable. Is it good enough, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, anything I cook, I every time offer. Only
Ji.
problem I'm seeing is like the nuts or the fruits.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes we are just picking and eating fruit and not offering. So that's where I think I am making a mistake.
So I have seen some of the even big devotees when they are in class or they are in among so many devotees, they will be offered like bottle of water. They just remember Krishna, offer it to Krishna with mind, and they
That I
start.
do.
That's
That
good
I
enough then.
not take it to that altar. Yeah.
That's good enough. That is good enough. You are doing the right thing, Mataji.
Thank
You are
you.
doing the right thing. Thank you so much. So let me start now sharing the screen. Anybody has anything else before we move to this chapter and start talking about the details? Anybody would like to bring anything from the previous chapters? Any doubt? Okay, sounds like we are good. So we are going to get into 10th chapter, the opulence of the absolute. And this is again second middle chapter. So 9th chapter and 10th chapter is middle of the Bhagavad Gita, which talks mostly about Guhyatam Gyan, unalloyed devotional service to Supreme Lord. So this chapter that we are going to read has Gita's Bhagavad Gita Chatusloki verse, like the garlands of 4 verses, Chatusloki verses, that's going to come into this chapter. 8, 9, 10, 11. These 4 verses are Chatusloki verses. So in this chapter, first part of the discussion is Krishna. In the first part of this discussion, Krishna is still going to talk about unalloyed devotion, pure devotional service. And then later part, he will talk about his vibhutis. So if you remember in 7th chapter, 2nd verse, Krishna says, Jnanam te hamsa vijnanam idam vakshami asestah yaj gyatva neho bhuvanyas gyatvam avshishyate. Oh Arjun, knowledge has 2 components, Gyan and Vigyan. And we talked about it. We said Gyan is Aishwarya and Vigyan is Madhurya. So 7 chapters, series of verses we went through where Krishna is saying that I am the taste of the water. All of that example that Krishna has given in 8th chapter and in 9th chapter, we saw multiple examples where Krishna is saying that person who is aspiring for heavenly planet, they have to worship demigod, but those worship are not shashvatam, those are not eternal. The results that they get from those worships are not eternal, rather they go to heavenly planet, and as soon as the fruits of their action has been nullified, they come down. And then he continues saying that even Lord Brahma, who has 100 years of age, and that 100 years has day and night, and one day has 1,000 Divya Yuga. So Lord Brahma has 100 thousands Divya Yuga. Such a big life, but still one day he has to die. So all of that is basically showing how opulent Krishna is. We talked about it, that for us, it's very important to know opulence of Krishna, how opulent he is, who he is, how big he is, that's how our mind is set up. So Krishna is giving both. He's mostly talking about his Swarya, and then here and there, little bit, he talks about his Madhurya also. Like such as he said, Apichet Suduracharo Bhajte Mam Ananya Bhag Sadhureva Samantavya Samyak Vyasito Hishaha. So he is talking about, his devotee also, and his relationship with his devotee, such as Arjuna Pratijanihi Name Bhaktya Parnasati क्षिप्रम भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांतिम निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानहि नामे भक्त्या पन्नसति. So all of these beautiful verses talking about last verse of 9th chapter, manmana bhav mad bhakto madhyajiva namaskuru mama shashi yuktayam atmana mat prayanah. So these are the verses that is talking about Krishna's sweetness, how sammoham sarvabhuteshu name dvesho istu na priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai teshu chapiyaham. All of these verses Krishna is talking about his relationship with his devotee. So there are some glimpse of madhurya or his relationship with his devotee, but mostly we are talking about Aishwarya, opulence of the Supreme Lord. So in this chapter also, we'll see the same blend. We'll see some verses where Krishna is emphasizing pure devotional service, who he is, his Aishwarya, and then some of his opulences, and also he will talk about how powerful is pure devotional service. Okay, so hope that gives you a good summary. In 9th chapter, before we started, if you remember, we said that first 6 chapter is talking about Guni Bhuta Bhakti, Bhakti that has Guna prominent to it, such as Ashtanga Yoga or Niskam Karma Yoga, Sakam Karma Yoga, all of that, or Gyan Yoga. And then 7th and 8th chapter is talking about Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, where it's mostly Bhakti, but still there is some tinge of attachment. But chapter 9th and 10th, Krishna says that this is Guhyatam Gyan, and in this chapter, he's mostly talking about Uttama Bhakti. So 9th and 10th chapter will be very powerful chapter in terms of understanding the essence that's presented in Bhagavad Gita. So in 10th chapter, first 7 verses, Krishna is talking that it's not very easy for people to know him. Not easy. And anybody remember the verse that Krishna says in 7th chapter that talks about how difficult it is to know him? He does say that Manushanam Sahasresu Kashid Yati Kashid Yati Yatanti Yati Siddhaye Manushanam Sahasresi Kashidati Yati Siddhaye Yatanti Api Siddhanam Kashin Maveti Tatutaha. So out of thousands and thousands of the people, there are very few who will endeavor for the perfection. And out of thousands and thousands of the people who are endeavoring for the perfection, hardly few of them will know him. So Krishna is saying that it's not easy for people to kashit yatati siddhaye. It's not easy for people to know him. And then he says that he is a source of everything, which he has said before also. And after that, these 4 verses are Chatusloki verses. Pure bhakti is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita does talk about Guni Bhuta Bhakti. It does talk about Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. It does talk about different guna. It does talk about worship of different demigods. So Bhagavad Gita has very broader horizon. It talks about so many philosophies. But finally, the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is that it's teaching pure devotional service. Manmanabha madbhakto madhyaji namaskuru. That's what Krishna is teaching. He's saying that manmana, put your mind on me. Madbhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. So Krishna finally talks about pure devotional service. And that's the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita should not be understood as a uh, book that teaches about Gunibhuta Bhakti, or teaches about how to be leader, or teaches about how to be a good human being. Rather, it's talking about everything to help us understand how to be pure devotee, how to be pure devotee. And then 7 verses, Arjun is going to accept Krishna's supreme position. So right after this this Chatusloki verse, you'll see Arjun is now so far you would see he has been asking, what is this, what is that, what is this, what is that, and QA has been going on. But right after Chatusloki verse, Arjun is going to accept Lord's position, Krishna's position, that yes, you are the supreme absolute father. And then after that, Krishna talks about his opulences. So anything that is most beautiful, anything that is the strongest, anything that is biggest, anything that is opulent in whichever way, Krishna will one by one point out that that's my vibhuti. So literal meaning of vibhuti is opulence. But in Amsa avatar, and I'll show you the slide next class, one Amsa avatar is basically Saktavashesh avatar, which is Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa Krishna Stu Bhagwan Swayam. There is Amsha and there is Amsha of the Amsha, which is called Saktavashesh avatar. So Saktavashesh avatar are Jiv Tattva, which are more empowered. Jiv Tattva, but more divine type of quality, more godly type of quality. And in that category, you have Narad Muni. In that category, we have Prithu Maharaj. We have Kapil Dev and so many other. In fact, Parshuram also comes under Saktavashesh avatar. And then this Vibhuti comes. So the Vibhutis are Jiv Tattva, but less powerful than Saktavashesh avatar. And then Krishna will talk about who are his Vibhuti. And then right after that, Arjun will ask, okay, you have said everything, but how can I see that? Then he will get into 11th chapter and he will see the universal form. So we are setting the scene to see Lord's universal form, which is going to be subject of the 11th chapter. Okay, so far, is it clear? Anything? Anybody has any doubt, any questions, any concern? Are we good? Somebody need to say yes or no.
Yes, Prabhuji. As you mentioned, the important Siddhar slokas are very important verses from that chapter, 10th
Yes,
chapter. So those are the ones maybe we should be able to by heart them. As you mentioned,
yes.
those are important verses. Hare Krishna.
All those 4 verses we have to memorize. And what I'm planning to do is that for those 4 verses, we are going to read the purport. So we'll come to that. We'll come to that stage, and then we'll read the purport. Okay. So that's what the 10th chapter is. I hope that I gave you some. I'm trying to make sure that the dots are connected, and as we are going from one chapter to next chapter, you are understanding where we are going. Okay, the flow has to be kind of making sense to you. Otherwise you would say this is a talk, right? So talk is a logical, coherent, consistent progression, one by one, step after step. It progresses in a certain direction. And this particular uh, context, Krishna is going to lead the discussion, justify that pure devotional service is the most important thing, right? So dharman parityajam hamekam sharanam vraja. Okay, so in previous chapter, Lord Krishna has concluded that one should fix one's mind upon him, and fixing mind upon him is not as a stang yogi, but as a devotee, thinking, feeling, and willing. Anukulenu Krishnanu, all of that verses you can carry in back of your mind. Engaging in Krishna's devotional service without any deviation. And in this chapter, Lord Krishna describes his opulence, through which devotee can remember and practice how to fix mind upon him. Everywhere, anything that we see is a part and parcel coming from Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj, when he saw around, he saw only presence of Krishna. But we are not there yet. But we are not seeing. We are seeing matters. We are seeing objects. I see wall and books and cars and roads and streets and plants and this and that and that. I'm not seeing Krishna everywhere. But in fact, each and everything is, fragmental energy of Krishna, right? So in 7 and 9, Krishna has explained how his different energies are working. And in 10th chapter, he will explain his specific manifestations and his opulences. So there are list of few opulences, not all, right? So there are just few example given here, and Krishna will say that these are just some of my splendor. To give you some example, I'm not giving you all the example. The list of the vibhutis that we are going to see is not all exhaustive list, but just name few personalities. The list is being provided for us. So that's what basically we have been seeing. We have seen so far that different Aishwaryas, different opulences of Supreme Lord, and also we have seen how Krishna works with his devotee, and how his devotee is seeing him, how his devotee is dependent on him, how Krishna is assuring that person who is engaged in his devotional service, even that person may look or may appear to be fallen, but he is not. Since he is situated on the path of bhakti, very soon Krishna will reform and bring that person to the right path. So Krishna continues, Sri Bhagwan Uvacha, Bhuya eva Mahabaho, Shrunu me Paramam Vachaha, Paramam Vachaha, Yatte Aham Priyamanaya Akshami Hita Kamaya. So, Bhuya eva Mahabaho, Mahabaho, O mighty arm, Arjun. Shrunu, please hear, Paramam, this most opulent, this supreme most knowledge. Paramam means supreme knowledge. Yatte aham priyamanaya. Again, I'm going to tell you this supreme knowledge. Why? Because you are priyamanaya. You are my dear friend. You are my devotee. Vakshami hita kamaya. So hita kamaya, hita means for the welfare. So I'm going to give you this supreme knowledge. Paramam, I'm going to give you this supreme knowledge for your benefit. Hita kamaya. This is going to be for your benefit because you are my devotee. You are my dear friend and devotee. Name Bidu Suraganaha. Suragana. Suragan refers to demigod. Name Vidu. Vidu means to know. Name Vidu Suraganaha. Prabhuvam na Maharshayah. Aham Adirhi Devanam Maharsinam cha Sarvashaha. So here is very important point that we have to note. Krishna personally saying that Name Vidhu Sarvaganaha. Even the demigods do not know him. Na Maharsya, and not even great sages, he says. Neither the demigod nor the great sages know my prabhavam, my extraordinary opulences. Aham adirhi devanam maharsinam cha sarvasa. And adir means beginning. So aham adirhi devanam maharsinam cha sarvasa. Devanam and maharsinam. Devanam again demigod. Maharsinam again to sages. So he says that he is the source. He is the beginning. Adir. He is the source of both Devanam and Maharshinam. So why Devanam and Maharshinam? Because these are the personality who normally we think could be, much superior and better than us, right? But Krishna is saying here that yes, both of them are. I am their Adir. I am their source of creation. They have been created by me, no doubt about it. But neither the demigod and nor the Maharshi, the great sages, know me. Wow, that's all. How difficult it is to know Krishna. Very difficult, right? Even these demigods and great sages, they do not know him. You might think that they would know him, but they don't. Yo mam ajam anadim cha veti lok maheshwaram ashamudha sha marteshu sarva pape pramuchyate. So yo mam ajam anadim cha. Yo mam means one who veti know me. Ajam unborn. Anadim the one who does not have beginning and the one who does not have end. So yo mam veti, the one who know me as Ajam, Anadim, and Sarvaloke Maheshwaram. So one who know me as unborn and beginningless, master of, or the proprietor is the word here being used, master and proprietor of all the world. Ashamudha Shamarteshu Sharva Pape Pramuchyate. So Ashamudha means mudha means buddhi. And asamudha means that type of intelligence which is not bewildered, solid, strong intelligence without any illusion. So that person whose understanding, whose intelligence is not deluded by Maya, who consider me as Ajam Anadim and Loka Maheshwaram, Sharapapa Pramuchyate, will be free, will be freeing, or will be freed from all sinful reaction, Marteshu, in this material world. So that's what Krishna says. So the one who knows me as Ajam, Anadim, Saraloke Maheshwaram, that person of unbewildered knowledge, a person whose knowledge is not stolen by Maya, will become free from all sinful reaction in this material world. Wow. So Janma Karma Chave Divyam Yoyam Yoyam Yoiveti Tatvatah Taktva Punarjanam Naiti Mameti Suarjuna. Janma and karma, my birth and my activity is all transcendental. But the one who knows Tattvataha as it is, Taktva, after leaving this body, they don't come back to this material world. So similar statement Krishna is saying here, that one who knows me as the Ajam, Anadim, and Lokamaheshwaram, a person of fixed intelligence, or a person whose intelligence is not stolen by Maya, will free from all sinful reaction. Buddhir Jnanam Asammoha. Buddhir Jnanam Asammoha. Chama Satyam Damah Shamaha. Sukham Dukham Bhavo Abhayo. Bhayam Chabhyam Evacha. So Krishna says that I am the source of all of this Buddhir, intelligence, Jnanam, knowledge, Asamuham, Asamuham, free from all types of illusion, Chama, forgiveness, Satyam, truthfulness, Damaha, sense control, Samaha Damaha, and Samaha, mind control or equipoised, Shukham, happiness, Dukkham, distress, Bhavo, birth, Abhavo, death, Bhayam, fear, and cha abhyam, fearless evacha. So Krishna is saying that I am the one who knows me, source of all of this. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom. Krishna says that from me, the ignorance, knowledge, and forgetfulness comes. So Krishna says here that the one who knows me, source of all of these, will be free from all types of sins. So Krishna is source of intelligence, knowledge, freedom, forgiveness, truthfulness, sense control, mind control, happiness, distress, birth, death, fear, and fearlessness. Ahimsa, Shamata, Tusti. Mataji, I'll come back to you. I see you have raised your hand, but just give me 1 minute. I just want to complete these 2 verses and then we'll talk. Ahimsa, Samata, Tustis. Tusti, right? Satisfaction. Shamta, equality. Ahimsa, non-violence. Tapo, austerity. Danam, charity. Yasho, fame. Yasaha infamy. Ayashaha infamy. Bhavanti bhava bhutanam. Bhavanti bhava bhutanam. All of these different types of bhava or quality in Sanskrit that I have just gone through. Mat eva prithag vidaha. Mat eva prithag vidha. All of these different varieties that you are seeing, such as all of this that we have gone through, have come from me. All of these are created by me. That's what Krishna is saying. Buddhir Gyan, all of this that we just read. Ahimsa, Samta, Tusti, Tapo, Danam, Yaso, Yashaha, Ayashaha, all of that. Bhavanti, Bhava Bhutanam, those have appeared, those have these bhava, these qualities have Bhavanti, the source. The source of that is in me, Mat Eva. The source of all of this is in me. Maharsya Saptapurve Chatwaro Manavas Manus Manvastataha Madbhava Manasajata Manasjata, something that is born from the mind. Esham Loka Imah Parjaha. So he says that Maharsya, the great sages, the 7 great sages, Chatwaro and the 4 Kumara, Manavas, the Manus, Tatha and Madbhava Manas Jata. They are born from my mind. Yasam Loka Ima Prajaha. And all of these living beings have descend from them. So when we study about source of creation or process of creation in Bhagavatam, we talk about this personality, that how from Karnodakshai Vishnu, Chiodakshai Vishnu comes, and from Karno Garvo to Chiro, and from Garvo Lord Brahma comes, and then from Brahma all of these get sages and Kumaras and all of that, not Kumara but get sages and other Manus are coming. So Krishna says here that they all have descended the mankind or everything else that is char and achar, that is existing. Their source lies in these personalities, but in fact they have also come from me. So here Krishna is referring to his Karna or Garva form. So we have talked about it, that in many places when Krishna says aham, 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 we have to understand which part of which aham Krishna is talking about. Somewhere he is talking about his Vishnu form, somewhere he is talking about his Vishnu means the form that is residing in Vaikuntha. Sometimes he's talking about his Karnodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Chiodakshai Vishnu form. Sometimes he's talking about some of his avatar that he has taken and has performed certain activity. But ultimately, Krishna is the origin of all of these personalities from whom we have come. Okay, so let's have some discussion, because after this we are going to start reading Chatusloki verses 8, 9, 10 will come. So there is only one verse left, but I think we can start that from next class. Let's hear what Mataji has to say. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. Santa Mataji, go ahead. Are you there?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, in the previous shloka, it is mentioned that by knowing it, or like by, see, suppose I know everything, like it comes from Krishna, but at the same time, we need to behave like that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
though
so
I know,
acting action is the action that we perform is indication of our knowledge. Not knowing has no value. Knowing is not by knowing we know, but by acting we know. That's what you were asking. And if that's what you were saying, then you were
Yeah.
right. That's right
Yes,
understanding.
Prabhuji. Just knowing is not a knowing,
No, no,
right?
knowing is not the knowing. Like, Krishna says here that I am the source of all the sources. That means uh, going to Krishna, right? That's the purpose. Going to Krishna for anything that you need. Kama, kam, whatever desire you have desire, you have no desire. For everything, going to Krishna and asking him, that's the real knowing of Krishna as the source of everything. So that's good understanding. Yes. Okay. What else?
Yeah. It's,
You have follow-up questions, Mataji? Or
no, ideally, yes, I know, but at the same time, we need to feel that the Krishna is everywhere and we need to see everyone is equal. Then only we'll come out of this Maya and all.
yeah,
Right? That is the actual meaning
that
of
is the
this
goal.
knowing and
That is the goal.
yeah, but no, just I'm trying to understand the sloka.
Yes.
That is the knowing, and that's where we may not be bewildered about this Maya and all, right? Otherwise,
Yes.
just okay, I know, but if I'm not implementing same thing or that, it's again going into the same loop, right?
Yes. Abhyas Yogena Kaunteya, Krishna says that's the devotional service does to us. Slowly and slowly, by constant reminding and practices, we start acting the way Krishna wants us to act. But until then, it's process of purification. Shadhya and Siddha, Sadhana Bhakta or Siddha Bhakta. So Sadhaka, we are Sadhaka. Sadhaka means one who is still practicing. And in that process, there will be some ups and downs. But we have to understand that with due course of time, it will go away depending on how serious, sincere we are. But yes, real knowing is acting upon it. You are right. I totally agree with that. Okay. Anybody has anything else or should I finish? Oh, it's 12:04. I just wanted to finish the first number 7 so that next time we can. Okay, let me finish this one. I can do even later also. So let's see what Krishna says in verse number 7. He says, Etam, etam. Etam means all of these. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo veti tatvatah. See, again this mamayo veti tatvatah. So avikalpena yogena, exactly what you were asking. Yujate natra samsaya. Exactly what you were asking, Mataji. Exactly. Krishna says, Etam vibhutim yogam cham. So one who knows all of these my opulences. Okay. Mamaveti tatvatah. The one who knows that all of these opulences that I have just mentioned, some of those. Veti tatvatah, veti means, as I said, to know. Tatvatah means in completeness. So avikalpena yogena. Avikalpa. Vikalpa and avikalpa, Mataji? Right? Vikalp, avikalp hota hai na? Like the option and no option, right? So avikalpena yogena yujate natra samsaya. Here you go, so clearly. So that person has no, without any, avikalpa means without any doubt, without any ulterior motivation. Yujate. Yujate means engage in devotional service. Natra samsaya. There is no doubt. Without any doubt, that person will purely engage in my devotional service. So exactly the question that you are asking, that the knower of this will fully engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. Anybody has any other questions based upon the verses that we have gone through or anything from previous chapter? I would like you to ask, if there is doubt. By asking, you would know how much you have understood and how much, So I'm trying to give you the opportunity and see if you have anything that you'd like to ask. 10th chapter, after reading these 4 verses, we'll try to go relatively faster. Bina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Please
Krishna,
go ahead.
Guruji.
Hare
I
Krishna.
I just have a small question.
Yes.
We just know that Manus were the progenies of mankind,
Yeah.
like progenitors or progenitor, I mean to say,
Yeah.
mankind. So does this mankind includes animal forms also? Or I was just wondering, like,
Everything.
who? Everything. Okay.
Yeah. From Lord Brahma, everything has been created.
So the animals also were created by the
Lord
Manus?
Brahma. Yeah, Lord Brahma. Yeah.
Lord Brahma.
Yeah. I mean, human has other descendant, but all other living beings were created by Lord Brahma.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So when we use the word mankind, it has different contextual meaning, Mataji. That's a very good question that you are asking. It has multiple context. Sometimes it has a contextual meaning of only the mankind means, mankind. Sometimes it has meaning also, everything that is existing in the material world. Sometimes it has meaning also that includes demigods too. This entire mankind, the entire creation that includes mankind or man, all of that is so it has some contextual meaning, like there are multiple terms or word that has multiple meanings at different context. So this mankind also sometimes has different meaning, but in a very loose sense, mankind refers to human being. But human beings and is their relatives, their interaction with any other living being could also be part of the word mankind. What else? Anybody has anything else? Like you will see in the verses, mostly it talks about manwa, creation of, man. At the same time, it also referring to other creation. Like when we are talking about Adi Bhuta, Adi Devika, or Adi Bhautika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Deva. So these are Adi Bhuta is basically the core material element, and all the char and achar that is existing, the source is Adi Bhuta. Hit Jala Pava Gagana Samira, Panchtattva Nirmit Adham Sarira. But it's not only Manushya Adham Sarira, all other Sarira is also made of this 5 element of this Adi Bhuta. So we have to somewhere a little bit unfold the meaning of it. It's not only Mano Sarira, other Sarira is also made up. But yes, Mano Sarira is also made of this 5 element. So yes, Mataji. Anything anybody would like to share? If not, Brinda Mataji, are you good?
Um,
Prabhuji, Sadbhujanand Prabhu, please add. You are breaking, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, just say as you
Yes, now much better. Suddenly you did something, this started coming much better.
mentioned,
Again breaking. We cannot hear you, Prabhuji.
my voice is
Yes.
breaking.
Yeah, do something that you just did.
I didn't do anything,
Yeah.
but okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, then maybe my network issue, Prabhuji.
Now it's coming clear. Tell me.
So,
Tell us what you.
okay. Sorry, maybe my network issue. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare
No,
Krishna,
we are
Prabhuji. I
hearing you.
think that's
We are
okay.
hearing you now.
If it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, if yeah, she asked to knowing right question. So knowing Krishna, even though I'm thinking about the question, knowing Krishna and acting on that consciousness, right? So as Krishna says, it is even demigods and sages also uh, don't know
Don't
the
know.
source of Krishna, and yeah, that great Krishna is. And in this verse also, as you mentioned, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vikti tatvadha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mamit sorjuna. So important words. So that verse also, the significance is tattva, in truth, right, Prabhuji? So
Yeah.
knowing is just knowing is, yes, but actually knowing is different than knowing. So that's why I was thinking that is a deeper meaning is there. Uh, Tattvataha. So that's what I'm thinking. If you add something there, or that's what I'm thinking, Prabhuji. So now knowing, yes, we know by reading the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is source of everything, and everything is coming from him. But in the core of the heart, at least if you like Prabhupada, he knows better than us, for example. So that knowing is different than simply knowing. That's what just I'm meditating.
Very good point. Yeah. So tattvataha means the surface meaning is knowing incomplete. But tattvataha means knowing, on a very deeper level. Tattvataha, like what, you just look at the water. Okay. But water, or you look at the ice. You say ice is made of water, but water is made of hydrogen and oxygen, right? So knowing like that, tattvataha, and 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen is even better. So like knowing in truth, we cannot know Krishna up to that uh, extent. But the point is that knowing the deeper meaning of Krishna being the source of everything definitely will intend, will proceed towards pure, unalloyed devotional service. And all of us are going through that process. All of us have so many realization that comes. I have to do this, 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 I have to do this. One of the things that I have been working and has not yet come, and I'm dreaming. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I don't know when that day will come. What is that? Vinamataji, do you know? Kabe hobe odina mora. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. Sudha name ruchi, aparade guchi. When I will have only taste for pure devotional service and aparade guchi, and there will be no offense in my life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is such an exalted personality. He says, when that day will come, when I will be pure, completely, fully situated in pure devotional service, and then I can release the pure name of Krishna, Aparade Guchi, and my life will be free from all types of offenses. Let's meditate on that statement when that day will come. And that's the real knowing of Krishna, when we are fully situated offenselessly in devotional service of Krishna. So what you said is perfect. Yes, that's true. Knowing Krishna Tattvataha is difficult, but in that process, we'll proceed towards pure devotional service. Awesome. Thank you for your enthusiastic participation and being with the course. I'm sure it will help you. So I request each of you to take it a little serious. And that's how you learn, that's how we help ourselves. We have to help ourselves. Krishna knows everything, how seriously we are trying to help ourselves. And if we are serious, then he gives us the guidance and intelligence to act in a certain way. So please continue doing homework, and if you have exams, prepare for it. These are just the means to elevate our understanding. With that, I would like to pause here. Vanchkalpatarubhyasha, Kripashin Tidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shambal Bhakti Vindi Ki Jai. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So I request all of you to join on time also, please. Next time, please make sure 2 minutes before is not a problem, but 2 minutes late, is not good. We have to start at least on time. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Today we have Kirtan here in St. Louis. So whoever lives in St. Louis, you can come to Mataji's house, Sujana Mataji's house. We are going to do some chanting, and then there will be class by His Grace Bhima Prabhu. Bhima Prabhu is here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams to everybody. Hari Bo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Thank
Krishna
Krishna
you,
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna.
Dandavat. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.